Hi friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're finally going to be sitting down and unboxing my Sephora VIB Sale haul. This package took forever to arrive. By the time this video gets posted, the sale will be well done and over with. So I do apologize for that. I did do a poll on my Instagram asking you guys whether you preferred I did an unboxing on Instagram or on YouTube, and the votes were relatively close. I did already do an unboxing on Instagram, so if you prefer to watch it that way, I'm going to leave my Instagram handle somewhere here on the screen. But today's video, I am also going to be doing a demo of the product. So if you're interested in that, stick around and let's get into it. Okay, so Sephora VIB Sale haul. My status with Sephora right now is the VIB, which I get 15% off. There is a higher tier, I think it's called Rouge, where you get 20% off. So I got 15% off of my purchase. And I will say this is probably the largest Sephora VIB purchase that I have placed in a long time. A couple of these products had been on my list and I purposely waited for the sale to purchase them. And most of these products are all new products to me. I do have a video going over my holy grails to get at the Sephora VIB sale. So I will link that video somewhere here in the cards or the description bar below. If you're interested in that, go check that out. But let's dive into this box. Okay, so I got a variety of products in here. I got a couple sets as well. The first item that I'm gonna start off with is something that I was super excited to get, and that is the Natasha Denona holiday exclusive mini Metropolis palette. It comes with the 5-pan palette, mini palette, and the brush. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you'll know that I typically avoid Natasha Denona eyeshadow products because most of the time they have carmine in it and I have an allergy. But with this palette right here, and it was mainly this green shade that pulled me in, I read the ingredient list and to my surprise, none of the shades had carmine. So you better believe this was going into my cart. It was around $25 if I'm remembering correctly. So that was a major win. Like I said, it comes with 5 shades. We've got 3 mattes and 2 metallic shimmers. I am currently wearing these shades on my eyes. I use all of the shades in this palette except for this flesh tone shade right here, but they are really beautiful. You can see how they look on the eyes, and I am going to be doing a demo with this entire look and the other products, so stick around for that. Next product that I was really excited for and that I had held off until the sale specifically to pick it up is by Milk Makeup, and this is their Hydro Grip Eye Primer. I'm sure you guys have seen this floating around by now. I do really love the Hydro Grip Face Primer, so I have high hopes for this. Next thing that I picked up is kind of a repurchase, but not really. Is from Makeup Forever, and I picked up one of their primers. This is their Shine Control Step 1 Primer. I had actually already got this in a like mini travel size or deluxe sample size in a previous Sephora order by trading in some Sephora points, and I did really enjoy it, so I wanted to get the full size. This is around $30 something, so with the 15% off, it was more incentive for me to get the full size. Again, we did use this in today's makeup look, so stick around if you want to see how I feel about it. Alrighty, another Makeup Forever product that I picked up is their new Ultra HD setting powder, and I got mine in the shade 1.0 Vanilla, and this comes with a velour puff on the inside, which I thought was really nice. And I'll show you guys the packaging on the inside. So you can see here is the outer packaging. You open it up, and yes, mine's dirty because again, I've used it. You have this little tab here that you can lift up, and it has the sifter in there. I do really like this type of packaging because that way you're not getting the product everywhere and you're able to control it, and I feel like you waste less of it. I don't use very much from Makeup Forever, to be honest, so this is kind of a rarity for me. I picked up 2 Makeup Forever products in one go. Next, I picked up a little set from Fenty Beauty, and this is their Resting Peach face set. It comes with the cream blush and the cream gloss formula in both peach shades. So it comes with their cream blush in the shade Peach Face and the cream lip gloss formula in Peach Pout. And I don't remember the price, but I am going to be including pricing for all the items somewhere here on the screen. We also got more lip products. So this is from Tower 28, and I got their Iced Latte Lip Jelly Duo, and you get 2 shades in here. You get the shade Chill, which is an icy clear gloss, and we also get one of their new shades, or at least it says new here, in the shade Chestnut, which is described as a milky caramel gloss, which I've used a couple of times and I'm really loving. I have used Tower 28 lip glosses before. I own one already and I do really love the formula. It's not sticky, it's not heavily scented, it gives you really nice shine. And this duo was $22. I think one of them on their own is in the $20 range. So getting the duo for $22 is awesome. And these are both full size. Okay, the next item that I got is from Rare Beauty. I haven't really tried out a lot from Rare Beauty, to be honest. I think I got some minis in a Sephora Favorites set, like the blush on one of their lip products. I got their Perfect Strokes Universal Volumizing Mascara in the shade Black, and I actually got mine in the mini size. So this was around $11, I think. I am testing out a couple mascaras right now, so I didn't want to commit to the full size just in case I didn't like it. This is what the brush looks like. The wand looks like on the inside. Nice fluffy brush. It does seem to be more of a wet formula just off of initial thoughts, and I am wearing it right now. This is my first time wearing it, so I will keep you guys up to date as to how it wears the rest of the day. And then with my Sephora rewards, I picked up this little guy from Nude Sticks. This is an all-over face dewy color in the shade Bohemian Rose. And I thought it was a really pretty color. I'll actually do a little swatch of this guy for you guys. It's really pretty color for the lips, for the cheeks. This is kind of my go-to shade for cheek color, blush color. I have 2 more items. So everything that I've gone over so far, I picked up during the actual Sephora VIB sale. The next 2 products that I picked up in store at Sephora a couple of days after the sale had ended. But because my package, my Sephora online order didn't arrive, I'm gonna be including them in this haul. One of these items is actually an old favorite. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 24-hour blush. These have been around forever, and the shade I picked up is my all-time favorite. It's in the shade Exposed. So it's this really pretty mauve shade. And these last forever, guys, on your cheeks as well as in the pan. So if you have not tried these out, I do highly recommend them. And last but not least, I picked up something from Bite Beauty. This is the YAYSAYER Plumping Lip Gloss. And I actually picked this up off of the recommendation from Tati Westbrook from Glam Life Guru. She actually specifically mentioned this shade that I got. And the shade is Guava Puff. So this is the shade, again, a mauve pink tone. It has a little bit of sparkle in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. It actually matches really well with the Tarte blush. You've got this type of applicator, which is, I haven't seen before, I don't think. It's a twist, so you twist it from here. So it's similar to the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, the twist up where it comes out the top. This is similar, but this is more of a silicone applicator. So those are all of the products I picked up in my Sephora VIB sale haul. Let's get into the demo and application portion, and then at the end, we'll talk about my final thoughts. We have quite a few cheek products, so I'm gonna figure out how I can incorporate using all of them, and I also have quite a few lip products, so we might not be able to use all of them obviously today, but we're gonna do the best we can. So for right now, all I have on my face is, aside from my skincare, I have a little bit of moisturizer, and then we're gonna start with the Makeup Forever Shine Control Primer. I actually have this guy in a mini, so I'm gonna use the mini today, and I'm only gonna apply that in my T-zone area where I tend to get a little more shiny than I would like, which is right here in between my eyebrows, right here, and in my chin. So we're just gonna do a little bit of this. I have used this primer I actually picked it up after seeing Rose and Ben on Instagram use it several times and see that it really worked for her. And it was, I think it was like $100 rewards at Sephora at one point, and that's where I picked it up. So we're just gonna go a tiny bit right in between the brows here, so you can see not very much at all, and then I'm just gonna go a little bit here. Obviously, if you want a more matte finish, you can do a little bit more, but it has been my experience with this product is a little bit does go a very long way. And for me, if I use products that are a little too mattifying, I feel like my oils try to overcompensate even more and I end up looking more shiny. So I'm just gonna pat that in just right here. And you can see how matte that is already compared to the other areas of my face. And for the rest of my face, I go in with one of my two typical primers, which is either the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer or the Milk Hydro Grip. Today I'm gonna do the All Nighter Primer. So I'm just gonna take one pump there. I should have probably tied my hair back for this. Go on the areas where we did not apply that mattifying primer. So we've got our primer down. I'm just gonna go ahead and set this aside so I don't get confused with all the stuff that is on my table here. For today's foundation, I'm actually gonna be mixing two different ones. I'm gonna be using my Huda Beauty Stick Foundation and also my JOA Crystal Glow Primedation All-in-One Foundation, which I do have a review on. I'll link it somewhere in the cards or the description box below if you wanna check it out. Spoiler alert, I do really enjoy this one. We are gonna let that primer sit for at least, I would say at least a minute. If you have time, maybe try and have it sit for a little bit more, but usually I do at least 30 seconds to a minute if I'm not in a hurry. And I am gonna tie my hair back. Okay, so there we go. We've got the foundation on. These foundations, I just did, with the foundation, I did more of a medium coverage. I'm not looking for anything super full coverage today. You can see that pimple is dominating the playing field right now, but whatever. So the next thing we're gonna dive into, I think let's go into eyes. So two products that we're gonna be using today for the eyes that I'm both really excited for is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, and then also the Natasha Denona Holiday Exclusive Mini Metropolis Eyeshadow Palette that does come with a brush. Full disclosure, I have used this already. It's once already. So we're gonna start with the Hydro Grip Primer. And this says, apply a thin layer onto clean eyelids or under eye area and blend with fingertips. Allow formula to dry down completely to activate grip before applying the eye makeup. Can be used with powders and cream formulas. Okay, great. I do really enjoy the Hydro Grip face primer. So, and I've heard nothing but good things about this one. So we're gonna do a light layer. And blend that in with our finger here. And you can see this has no pigment to it. So if you're trying to cover up pigmentation on your eyelids or veins, you can see I do have some veins that show through. Depending on what type of eye look you're going for, you may want to use a different type of primer. I will say I did use this primer the other day underneath my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas eye base, and it worked fine. It does not feel sticky. It doesn't feel heavy on my eyelids. I don't feel like my eyelids are being weighed down at all. Let's go ahead and dive in to this Natasha Denona palette. We have 5 shades. We've got 3 mattes and 2 metallics in there. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with this shade right here, which I think is called Rope, I'm assuming. And I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and just dip in there. There's a little bit of kick up on it. I'm gonna tap off. And we're gonna use this as our transition. I'm getting pretty good pigment there. If you're new here, I generally like to go in with a little bit of pigment and then work my way up versus depositing a lot of pigment and then having to blend it all out. So, okay, so that is blending over the primer beautifully. I'm not getting any skipping, any patchiness. It actually looks really smooth. I'm having no trouble blending that out. Obviously, I've heard that about the Natasha Denona matte shades, but I have not been able to test that out for myself since most of the time the shades have carmine in it. Okay, so we've got both eyes done, and you can see really nice pigment. I didn't go super hard. I did dip into the pan about 2 to 3 times and just tapping and blending it in. We're gonna go with a pretty easy basic look today. So the next shade I'm gonna dip into is the darkest shade, this brown right here. I like smaller blending brush, and this is a ColourPop E9. It's stained, but I cleaned it off, and I'm just gonna dip right into that shade. Again, there's a little bit of kick up, so keep that in mind. And I'm gonna press this into the outer V. So there you go, you can see really nice pigment. So for blending, I'm actually just kind of patting it in there versus rubbing it. That way I have a little bit more control over where the shade is going. And I am bringing it up into the crease just a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Like I said, really nice pigment. Again, I'm not too worried about, you know, getting it super defined because we'll clean it up once I do the concealer, but I am moving it into the crease, and now I will start a bit of that blending windshield wiper motion just to get it where I want it to be. Okay, blend over this primer, seamless. I'm gonna try and zoom in and see if you guys can see. No skipping, no patchiness. You can definitely layer up that shade if you want more intensity. I'm not going for a super dark, deep look today, so we're gonna keep it a little bit more on the subtle side. And next for the fun part, deciding if we're gonna go with the gold or with the green. I really love that green shade, but I think I'm actually gonna go with the gold, and maybe we'll do the green on the lower lash line. So let's see, how do I want to do this? I think I want to try that gold with a brush first, and then depending on how it looks, we'll go back in with the finger. I'm not really sure if Natasha Denona's metallic shades are meant to be used with the finger. I've seen people do it both ways, but let's give it a go. I'm using, this is a Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH41 brush. It's this like pointed, I think this is actually a concealer brush, but we're gonna give it a go. And again, we do have that primer on, so we can also see how this works sticking on top of primer. So I picked up a little bit on the brush, and this does look like it might have some fallout, so I would be really careful. And we're gonna just pat and slide it on the lid to try and minimize the fallout. So there we go. That's actually really pretty. It's more subtle than I thought it was gonna be, to be honest. I was hoping for a little bit more of a pop. I'm not seeing any fallout, but then again, I am being really careful with how I'm pressing this and swiping it because I don't want any fallout. So there we have it with a brush. Let me go ahead and do the other side. Okay, I'm gonna try it with my finger. So I'm just gonna do a quick swirl, and you can see, there we go. That's how much picked up on my finger. And on my finger, I'm just gonna press and pull ever so slightly. Again, I'm trying to control where the product is. Yeah, look at the difference. That's a major difference compared to this one. So press and lightly pull. Yeah, that's what I wanted. We're gonna do the same on the other eye. So I am gonna pick up a bit more of the shades in the palette. I'm gonna dip into both of these and just more so of this lighter color and pat it along this line to help blend. Let me go ahead and clean this up, do the rest of my face, and we'll come back to use the rest of the products. Well, we have some cheek products that we're gonna use, and then we'll finish off the lower lash line. I'll be right back. So I've got my concealer on. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, and we are gonna be testing out another product that I picked up, and that is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD powder. This is their new setting powder, and I have my shade in Vanilla. So let me go ahead and blend this out. I will say with that gold shade from the Natasha Denona palette, I did have a little bit of fallout, so I feel like either I need to apply a little bit more of that gripping primer if it's been sitting for a little bit, or apply the Natasha Denona shade damp so it doesn't get, I don't want to say all over the place because it didn't really like get all over the place, but it did get quite a bit under my eyelids, even though, under my eyelids, on my under eyes, even though I was trying to be super careful, or at least I thought I was being super careful. And so we're gonna take a little bit of this into the cap. I've got about yay much in the cap. Gonna blend this out, make sure we don't have any creasing, and I'm just gonna use this under my eyes right now. So I have my beauty sponge, which is already damp. I'm gonna dip right in there. You can see roughly how much I picked up. So this is something that I like to do. Once I got powder on my sponge, I kind of press it into the sponge on the back of my hand and then go in and set, so it doesn't deposit too much powder. And a little bit down my nose. Okay, and it looks like here I might have put a little bit too much, but that might have just been where the powder had concentrated on the sponge. So here we can see powder, no powder. I wonder how it's coming off on camera, so let me know in the comments below. In my mirror, honestly, it doesn't look any more mind-boggling than my other powder that I use. I usually use the Laura Mercier, just the, you know, the regular translucent powder. I'm gonna pat just a little bit more on the back of my hand and go right here. And you can see that is giving me quite a like white cast, which I'm hoping will come off when we dust this off. So let's go ahead and do the other eye. I'm not liking the kind of whitish cast. I feel like it's making my under eyes look a little greenish. I'm gonna try and dust. Maybe I did a little too much, to see if we can get that to tone down. So that's better. We'll see how that goes as we move on to the rest of the products that we have. So the only part of my face that I have set is my under eyes. The rest of my face is still not set, and I did off camera go in with a little bit of cream contour. So the next step in my makeup routine is usually cream blush, if I'm going to use cream blush. So we have two options of cream blush today. We have the Fenty Beauty Cream in the shade Peach Face, which is this guy right here, or we have the Nude Sticks, and this I got as I traded in some of my Sephora rewards. This is the All Over Face Dewy Color in Mini Bohemian Rose. So this is more of a pinky mauve shade. I feel like because we went warm on the eyes, the peach shade might be the best way to go. Maybe we should do it with a sponge first. Or maybe I should read the instructions and see if it tells you how you're supposed to use it. No, it does not. So let's go in with the sponge first. So I'm just gonna pick up some on my sponge. So there we go. And I'm gonna lightly Oh, there we go. Okay. Pretty subtle. That's cute. Doesn't look as peachy to me when I have it on. I usually do my cream blushes with a brush, to be honest. Ooh, there we go. Okay, that's a lot more peachy than I was wanting. Oh goodness. I feel like this is me with cream blushes all the time when I try it. If you guys remember that e.l.f. cream blush that I tried, I did the same thing when I used a sponge. So maybe I should just stick to, I almost dropped my beauty sponge, a brush, and I can control the amount of product better. And I like to bring my blush pretty high up this way. I think that's pretty. I don't think that this shade necessarily is the peach that I was thinking would go with this kind of warmer undertone of the eyeshadow, but that is pretty. And we're gonna layer powder blush on top of it anyway. So far so good. I probably should have did my cream blush before I set my under eyes because it doesn't seem to be meshing well with where that powder is. Yeah, that's looking kind of funky. I feel like that's makeup 101. I should have known. Just taking my beauty blender, my beauty sponge, and just kind of melting that back in together. My desk is a disaster. I wish you guys could see. Okay, so we did just an all over pressed face powder, which is my Elsie I usually use. I added some powdered bronzer. This is my the Balm Take the Bronze bronzer and eyebrows. Did that off camera. So let's dive into the next item here. It's the Tarte Amazonian Clay 24-hour blush, specifically in the shade Exposed. I absolutely love this shade. This is a more mauve tone compared to the peachy tone that we have on, but I am going to go ahead and apply some anyway. So I'm just gonna dab in there, and I'm just gonna tap right over where we applied that blush. Nothing too crazy, a little bit on the bridge of the nose. Again, I'm not going for anything like super glam today. So let's get back to this eyes. Let's finish these eyes here. I am gonna take that green shade and I'm gonna take that on, let's see, kind of like this flat type of eyeliner or eyebrow brush. And I'm just gonna dip right in, kind of coat the base of that brush, and I'm gonna push it into my lower lash knot line. I don't want to rub it back and forth because I don't want any of those sparkles to get in my eye. We're just gonna create kind of like a liner effect. There we go. We're just gonna go subtle, well, not subtle, we're just gonna go a little pop of color on our lower lash line. And I am pressing it into my lash line and then dragging it down just a little bit versus blending it. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. There we go. And then next, we're going to try out this new mascara from Rare Beauty, the Perfect Strokes Universal Volumizing Mascara in the shade Black. And I got the mini size to try it out. So we curled the lashes, and let's go ahead and give this a go. Okay, first go, that's looking really nice. It is, I feel like it's a more wet formula, but that does seem to be giving me some really nice volume and separating my lashes. I kind of like a little bit more on the clumpy mascara side. But yeah, okay, I'm liking that so far. We'll see how this wears throughout the day. Let's get our lower lash line. Okay, so far so good. I will say maybe this is because the mini, but it was a little bit hard for me to get in right here. Probably if you have the regular size with the longer wand, it would be easier. But so far, so good. Okay, and last but not least, we have lips. So I did pick up a couple of lip products. I picked up the Tower 28 Lip Jelly Duo, the Iced Latte Lip Jelly Duo, which comes with the clear and with, let's see, what are the names of these? With Chestnut and Chill, which is the clear gloss. And then also we have the Peach Pout Fenty Cream Lip Gloss that came in the kit with the Fenty product. I also picked up, and this was after the VIB sale, one of these Bite Beauty Plumping Lip Glosses. It's called the YAYSAYER Pumping Lips Gloss in Guava Puff. So I think I am going to actually go in with the Tower 28 Chestnut Gloss. I feel like that's going to match the eyes the most. Let's get some lip liner on. This is the Buxom Powerline lip liner in the shade High Def Honey. Okay, so we've got the lip liner on. I actually changed my mind. I think I'm going to do a little bit of the Fenty Peach Pout in the middle. And then the Tower 28 on the outers. I have already a Tower 28 lip gloss, and I do really love their formula. So I can't imagine this one's gonna be any different. All right, so there we go. Super comfortable. I love the color, not sticky at all. It's fragrance. Well, I don't know if I would say it has a scent. Let me check again. I don't detect one. I really don't like it when glosses have this really sweet scent. I just got it on my nose. No, they don't really have much of a scent. And this one does have a slight shimmer in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's this beautiful caramel type shade. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. I would say out of everything I used, I'm content. I'm really happy with everything I used. The only thing that I'm kind of on the fence is going to be the Makeup Forever setting powder. I might have to look into this a little bit more and make sure I am using it correctly. I do feel like it gave me a bit of a like white-ish cast under my eyes, even though I went in and tried to dust it off. I did a layer of setting spray, and I'm hoping this doesn't have really bad flashback. But other than that, I would say everything else is a winner so far. Some of these items are first impression. So for example, the Rare Beauty mascara, this is the first time I've used it. The Fenty Beauty, where is it? Fenty Beauty Cream Blush, this is the first time. Also the Fenty Beauty Cream Lip Gloss, first time. Everything else I have used prior to filming this video. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that my Sephora VIB sale order came really late. It was super delayed. So when I got it, I did start using some of the products. So I will keep you posted on the Rare Beauty mascara as well as the Fenty Beauty products. Otherwise, I would say everything else, again, aside from the Makeup Forever setting powder, is a 10 out of 10 for me. I am super happy with this Natasha Denona eyeshadow. I'm super excited that I actually get to have or use a Natasha Denona product, so that is a major plus. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate you spending some time out of your day with me. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Layla. Thank you for checking out my video. Make sure you subscribe and like this video before you leave. Let me know in the comments below if any of the products that I used today are your favorites or if they're not and why. I'd really love to know. For those of you who are returning viewers and subscribers, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.